Hey guys, it's Kathleen with Thrifty Britches, and I am back with another What's Sold video. This video is going to cover all the items that I sold for the period of October 28th through November 6th. And I should be really good at it because this is the second time I'm filming this video since the first one I completely deleted on accident. So, hooray. For those of you who are new to my channel, I am a part-time reseller and a full-time school counselor, and I have an eBay store with my sister Karen, who's a kindergarten teacher and part-time reseller, and we together troll yard sales, garage sales, estate sales, thrift stores, looking for undervalued merchandise that we can flip for a profit on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And most recently, we have been doing a little bit more in Facebook Marketplace and Etsy. If you guys could find it in your heart to watch our video through to the end, it helps us out tremendously. We are trying to get our watch times up as well as our subscribership up because both things are important for the YouTube algorithm. So anything that you can do to help would be super appreciated. Also, please hit like, subscribe, and also comment on the video. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So for this period, we're going to start with our eBay sales. Everything in this What's Sold video, buyer paid shipping. So I didn't go out of pocket for any shipping expenses whatsoever. So first item is this Patagonia men's brown plaid, 100% organic cotton, size medium, button-down shirt or button-up shirt. I think it's a button-up shirt. I think when you have the tab collars on the collar, like when you have a button-down collar, that's a button-down shirt. But if it's just buttons, normal collar, then it's button up. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please. So this we picked up at a yard sale for $5 and it sold for $55. It was in awesome condition. It really looked new without tags, but I wasn't 100%, so I didn't list it like that. Compared to this other Patagonia that also sold during this period, but this one in a red plaid. It's also 100% organic cotton and also in a men's size medium. This one showed a little bit more wear, and so we priced it a little bit lower. We also paid $5 for it, and it sold for $40. Now, we actually picked up 3 Patagonias at the same yard sale for $5 a piece, and the third one sold as well. It'll be in the next What's Sold video. Okay, this is our highest sale item per date. And this was a Karen score. She picked this Chanel sweater, which is silk cashmere, and she picked it up at Goodwill. She paid only $5.99 for it. It is in a size 36. And we sold it for $200. Highest sale year to date. Super, super excited about this sale. You cannot even imagine the texts that were flying back and forth between Karen and I. We were like 2 kids on Christmas. It was so exciting. Okay, we grabbed this lot of 9 hardback Sesame Street Learn to Read books at a yard sale. This was at a church yard sale in the end of February, beginning of March. We paid only $4 for the whole set of 9, and we sold them for $18. You might remember me picking up these UGG men's slippers. They were in a size 11, and they came in their original box. I grabbed them at a yard sale probably a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. I really love picking up shoes if they have their original box. Not that I'm going to pick up every single pair of shoes in their original box, but I would have left these UGG slippers had it not been for the box. Absolutely would have just left them there because they definitely showed some wear. I just took some careful pictures and made sure that the box was in the pictures as well. Paid only $2 for these slippers, and they sold for $20. I don't know if you remember me picking up this lot of Babysitter Club Little Sisters books. I got this huge lot of them, as well as several other different types of books in it, all for $25. So this is a lot of 21 of these books. It is not the only lot. I probably was able to lot that whole box into about 8 different lots of books. So this one lot, I figure I'm about $5 into it based on what I paid for everything else. And it sold for $25. So this lot paid for the box, which is always nice. Anything after this is gravy. Love when sales go like that. Okay, this Disney Wonderful World of Reading set of books I picked up a couple of weeks ago at a yard sale. I got the entire lot of 40 something books. I want to say it was like 48 books for only $8. So this is a lot of 15 of those books. I figure I'm about $3 into them, maybe $4 into them tops. And this lot sold for $18. I am getting near to the end of these Flower of the Month mugs, unfortunately, because this was a great pickup. This is the October mug. It is by Brockway and it is vintage. This we picked up at Goodwill for 79 cents and it sold for $16.99. I grabbed this Goody brush. This is a Goody wood tone vent brush. It is new old stock, sealed in the package, totally from the 90s as it looks, right? I grabbed this 2 weeks ago at a church yard sale where I just got this huge bag of stuff for only 20 bucks. And so I figure I'm about 75 cents into this brush, and this brush sold overnight after I listed it for 24 bucks. Y'all know I do not like to pick up Chico anymore, at least not just run-of-the-mill Chico. I'll pick up brand new with tags special Chico, but pre-owned Chico's just really doesn't move for us anymore. Certain pieces, if it's really cute, I might do pre-owned. Otherwise, I just pass on it. So we picked this up back in the day, like over a year ago, at Goodwill for $5.99, and they really are a little bit interesting. They're a little bit unique looking. They have like a pleather look to them with this sheen on top of like this dark green sheen. So they're really a little bit different than the typical Chico pants. Didn't matter, they still hung around and hung around and hung around. So we paid $5.99 for them at Goodwill. Oh, we might have paid $6.99 for those at Goodwill because those are pants. So yeah, probably $6.99. But we did eventually sell them for $18. I grabbed this Basic Editions 3X mock neck turtleneck at a yard sale sometime in mid to the end of March. It was only $1, and that was really the reason I picked it up. I knew Basic Editions was like a Walmart brand. I think it's a Walmart brand. I don't think it's a Target brand, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know who carries that. I know it's cheap. I do know that much. But because it was new with tags, I thought it might go, as well as being plus size. So I did finally take an offer of $9 on this shirt. Probably I would pick the same thing up again if I came across it, if it was $1 or less. I definitely would not pay more than $1 for it, but it's easy enough to store. It's not like it's bulky, taking up a whole lot of space. And like I said, it did eventually sell, and it's only been listed a couple of months, so that's not so bad. And then the last item that sold during this period on eBay is this 100% merino wool, light blue. It's by a company called Per Se by Carlisle. It is in a size small. We picked this up for 2 reasons. First of all, fabric content, because it was 100% merino wool. Second of all, style. I love me a ruffle. So it had all these crisscross ruffles going down the front, really pretty. I was super surprised that it hadn't sold. We listed this last fall. It has been listed all this time. I couldn't figure it out. I thought it was one of those things that I picked up and I thought, oh my God, I'll hardly get this listed before somebody will buy it. You know how where you get really excited about something that you find at Goodwill or at a yard sale and you can't wait to get it listed and then it does nothing. But it did finally sell, so yay. All right, that is it for eBay. Moving into Poshmark. I thought Karen had lost her mind when she showed up with these fugly Oxfords by Clarks. They are like this gold, shiny, they have a weird name. Zante Zara is the name of them, and they're in a size 7.5. I thought there is no way these are going to sell. And they have been listed a long time because we listed them before Christmas. However, hats off to her because they sold for full asking price of $45. I've got nothing. I've got nothing. It just goes to show you that I really don't know all the things that I think I know. Okay, next is this Torrid Brushed Hacci. I think that's how you pronounce that. It's Hacci Tunic. It's in a really nice gray brushed fleecy feel, super, super soft. It is in a size 3, which is a 3X, and it has a lot of this lace detail on it in different areas. Super feminine and just really cute and soft. So this was listed for less than 48 hours. We paid $5.99 for this at Goodwill, and it sold for $17. I sold these Spanx Ready to Wow cropped leggings in a size small. I picked them up at a yard sale in the beginning of yard selling season only for $1, and they sold for $28. And if you don't know it already, Spanx leggings are a bolo for sure. This is the second pair of Spanx leggings that I have sold in like the last month. So I will absolutely be picking up more of them. And the last pair that I sold didn't even have the Spanx tag on it. I was only able to identify it by a stub of a tag, and the buyer still paid like $31 for them. So it was a great, great find. So absolutely be on the lookout for Spanx leggings. This Brooks Brothers Fair Isle style extra large cowl neck sweater I picked up at a yard sale for only $3. It had a little bit of pilling, but I was able to get it off with my sweater shaver, and it was a good fabric content. It was, I know it was wool. Was it Angora? Let me see. Yes. So it was a blend of wool and Angora, which makes a huge difference. It has gotten a lot of interest all along the way. It's been listed probably about a month and a half, but it finally did sell for $21. Okay, I'm going to move on to my 3 Mercari sales for this period. First up are these Baby Gap Suede Gray Chukkas. They are in a youth size 5. You might remember me picking them up a couple of weeks ago. It's when I got all of those other like Livy and Luca shoes. And it's also when I picked up those 3 Patagonia sweaters. So that was one of my favorite yard sales. So I grabbed these for only $1 and they sold for $12. I grabbed this vintage Rambo thermos 2 weeks ago at that church yard sale, and I paid only about like 50 cents for it because remember I got that huge bag of stuff for $20. So I figure I'm about 50 cents into it, and let me tell you, this sucker sold fast. This sold within 48 hours for $20. I was super excited. If I had had the lunchbox, it would have gone much higher because the pair really sell well, but listen, for 50 cents, I was pretty happy with that sale. And the last thing that I sold on Mercari during this period was this Midland Noaa weather radio, and it like gives you alerts and all the things. This was vintage and it was new old stock, so it was sealed in the package, and it sold within 48 hours of having listed it as well. I paid only $1 for it, I'm estimating, at that yard sale, and it sold for $24. So from that church yard sale, I had a bunch of really quick sales, which is always a good thing. Okay, I sold 1 item on Facebook Marketplace during this period, and it was another lot of these Disney World of Reading hardcover books. So this was a lot of 7 books. I figure I'm about $2 into it for this, and they sold for $15. And then I did have 2 sales on Etsy. I have never ever done Etsy before. I had always heard, oh, try Etsy for vintage. Vintage really sells. And let me tell you, I'm a believer. Absolutely give Etsy a try if you have got some vintage stuff out there. I'm in the process now of going through everything that I have listed on Vendoo and cross-posting it over to Etsy if it is vintage. I don't know that I'm going to do all of my items to Etsy because Etsy charges you a listing fee up front, which, you know, being thrifty, that does not thrill me at all. But I think I'm going to cough it up for the vintage items that I have because I've just had so much luck getting rid of things. So the first thing that I sold during this period was this cream and red vintage goodie brush. Remember from that church yard sale a couple of weeks ago. So I paid 75 cents for this brush and it sold within 2 days of listing it for $28. I actually have 3 versions of that brush, and in my next What Sold video, you will see that the second one sold just a few days later. I just listed the 3rd one last night, so we'll see if that sells too. Fingers crossed. And then I sold the Sunbeam Toaster. I picked this up about 4 weeks ago at a yard sale for $2. When I paid for it, the guy told me, oh, you know, it's broken. I'm like, well, no, how would I know that? Because it's not written on there. But whatever, he explained to me, it doesn't pop up. He goes, because otherwise I would have sold it on eBay for like $100. I'm like, okay. I said, but it heats up? He goes, yeah, it heats up. So I figured, well, it's worth a chance, $2. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. This one was a winner. So I brought it home, cleaned it up, tested it out. He was not wrong. It does not pop up. If you cook toast in this, you might burn your house down. But what I didn't realize was that this was like state of the art. So there is no depressor for you to push down to lower your toast. It automatically lowers down. So you plug it in, you stick your toast in, and it gently goes down. And then when it's done cooking, in theory, it gently rises. So I had the gently go down part. I was just missing the second part. I figured there are people that can tinker with these things and they might be able to fix it. I also saw that a broken version of this toaster sold for $80. So I listed it high, and what do you know, it sold. But not until I cross-posted it to Etsy. It wasn't doing anything on Mercari or eBay. But a few days after listing it on Etsy, it sold for full price of $125. So woohoo, yay. Hats off to Kayla from Homeschooling Picker, because I never would have gotten this if it hadn't been for her talking about how she is really able to flip quickly and for good money chrome appliances, in particular toasters. So thank you, Kayla. So for this period, I sold a total of 22 items for which I paid $68.74, making my average cost of goods $3.12 per item. I sold them all for a total of $803.99. Woo! I figured out fees using a 15% calculation, given that the bulk of the things that I sold this period were not on Poshmark. I only had 4 items sell on Poshmark, and they're the only platform that charges 20%. So I figured 15% was fair. So I calculated my fees as being $128.64, which leaves us with a profit for the week of $606.61. So yay, britches. We are getting there. I know it's Q4 and things are higher just because it's Q4, but that's okay. We will take it. Super, super stoked. I've also gotten my listings up to 500 items listed, which has been a goal of mine. I wanted to have it done by September. It didn't happen, but that's okay. It happened in November, and that's just gonna have to be enough. Okay guys, that is it for this What Sold video. Let me know in the comments if I made any mistakes, if you like, if you don't like, all the things. Comments help. And remember guys, it's not cheap, it's thrifty. Bye guys.